Welcome to Incredible, where we discover the weird and wonderful in this world. Whether they're in Vegas, Monte Carlo, Dubai, or somewhere else, casinos lure people in with the potential for easy money. However, as anyone who has spent time in casinos know, the gaming industry doesn't make money with easy payouts, and they have plenty of tricks for making sure they come out on top. Some we're about to share with you. Manipulating players. Let's provide a quick look at how casinos trick players into playing, gambling poorly, and staying longer. You've likely heard of some or even all of these tricks, but just in case, here are a few ways casinos manipulate their guests. 1. A casino will pump pleasant scents in to keep players in, and in some cases provide a signature scent that differentiates it from other casinos. 2. A casino removes any sense of time by keeping lights dimly lit and making sure there are no clocks. 3. Casinos also structure their layout so it is confusing to find your way out, and they keep important locations like payout windows and restrooms towards the center so it takes a player longer to get out, with the hope that they'll play a few more rounds before they leave. And 4. Casinos ply their patrons with free drinks, hoping that tipsy or flat-out drunk ones will make short-sighted or downright dumb wagers. Manipulating the game. As bad as it might seem for casinos to manipulate players, it's much worse when casinos manipulate the games themselves. Keep in mind, we are not talking about the house edge that casinos have. Every casino game confers an edge on the casino that, mathematically speaking, ensures the casino will always come out ahead in the long run. Some players win, a few win big, but most lose. As educated and experienced gamblers know, there are some games that have less of an advantage for the house than others. For example, Blackjack and video poker are often mentioned as games that are more favorable to players than games such as slots or Caribbean stud poker. Where things get dicey is when the casinos actually manipulate the games, giving themselves even more of an unfair advantage. Do so-called legitimate casinos, such as ones operated in major countries where they are subject to oversight, cheat? That's a controversial question, as some gamblers claim there's less oversight than you might imagine, making it easy for casinos to cheat their patrons out of money. However, more gamblers argue that casinos are multi-million-dollar businesses that aren't going to lose their lucrative gaming licenses just to make a few extra bucks. Let's look at the way casinos can get even more of an edge on players, both legally and illegally. Blackjack. There's a fraud afoot if a dealer decides to stack the deck against you. There are a number of ways to do this, including 1. Taking cards from the deck. Something as simple as removing one key card from the deck can increase the house's edge. Take out a 10, jack, queen, or king, and the odds of blackjack decrease, and most players won't notice they're gone. This is cheating, and a casino will be in big trouble if caught. 2. Hocus pocus. Dealers are often skilled at sleight of hand, which means an unethical dealer and/or casino can go for tricks like dealing from the bottom of the deck or any other trick that will make it easier for a player to go bust. Again, this is cheating and subject to prosecution for violating gambling regulations. 3. Speedy dealing. A speedy dealer could mean trouble for a player due to a number of reasons. The law of averages is with the house, so the faster the games, the faster the profits for the house. A speedy dealer can also cheat a player by miscounting a hand or even dealing from the bottom of the deck. Again, this one is illegal, but it can be difficult to detect. 4. Selective shuffling. This is a particularly nasty practice because it can greatly reduce a player's chance of getting a high card. According to BlackjackChamp.com, most blackjack dealers shuffle the cards after about 50 to 60% of the cards have been dealt. However, if a player starts winning too much, they may reshuffle on the spot, often to beat card counters. Even worse, a dealer may reshuffle when they realize not many high cards have been dealt, which likely means better odds for the players. Is this illegal? No, but many gamblers feel it's dishonest to shuffle when the house begins losing. Roulette. Roulette is a game where the house has a considerable advantage over games such as blackjack, craps, and baccarat. The house edge for roulette is around 5.26%, but like all games, the edge can grow even bigger. 1. Biased wheel. A biased roulette wheel is a wheel where the law of averages do not apply, such as certain numbers being more likely to show up than others. Biased wheels have been upheld as legal, and while they benefit the house, a sharp-eyed gambler who knows about biased wheels may be able to spot one and exploit it. 2. Magnets. This is considered cheating, but the clever use of magnets can allow a dealer to affect where the ball lands, killing the law of chance and giving players a headache and a losing streak. This is obviously illegal and unlikely to happen in a legitimate casino. 3. Recalibrating the wheel. This is a problem for online gamblers who watch live streams of spinning wheels only to see the footage go out momentarily. Did they get a buffering error? Maybe, but it's also possible that the wheel was recalibrated, throwing off the random nature of the wheel. 4. Switching balls. There's actually video footage from an online player who was on a win streak only for the dealer to use sleight of hand to change the roulette ball, leading to the player's winning ways turning to losing. Just like reshuffling cards, switching balls is typically allowed as long as the ball isn't altered to achieve a certain result. The problem with online roulette, like many online gambling sites, is determining whether the games are being operated fairly. Craps. Anyone who has played craps knows it is arguably the most sociable setting for gambling, as many, if not all players, are hoping for the same outcome, the house losing. However, don't let the fun fool you, as the house is always working hard to keep its edge, slim as it may be compared to other games, anywhere from 5.0 to 1.4%. Other than loaded dice, which players are unlikely to find in a casino short of an elaborate scam by one or more members of the table and one or more players, craps typically doesn't involve any casino chicanery other than having the mathematical edge over players. Slot machines. Slot machines can be fun for a variety of reasons, including you usually don't have to know anything other than how to make sure you bet on all the lines. The games are usually fun, and the potential for big money payouts with sacrificing a few quarters is something you won't find in table games. However, there are a number of reasons why you might want to avoid slots. Casinos are believed to earn 70 to 80% of their revenue from slots compared to 50% in the 1970s, so you know they've got plenty of tricks to keep things this way. 1. They're designed to addict you. Yes, slot machines are fun, and as more companies incorporate mini-games into them, they can be downright irresistible. Today's slots use frequent small rewards, as opposed to big wins or continued losses, to keep players at a machine, putting them into a psychological state known as flow. This can involve things like the near miss on slot machines, teasing a player that they almost won this time and odds are that they will soon, or losses disguised as wins, multi-line slot machines that provide a partial payout but not enough to cover the initial bet. If you're going to the casino for an adult version of video games, and no, we don't mean robbing it a la Grand Theft Auto, slot machines can be lots of fun considering the games that feature your favorite brands, whether they're TV shows, bands, or game shows. Throw in mini-games, riveting light shows, and music, and players can have fun without spending much. However, they can also lose a lot because the games are so much fun. 2. The odds are ill-defined. What are the odds that you'll win at a slot machine? While the general odds give the house an advantage, players have no way of knowing what the odds are for two identical machines next to each other. While each machine will tell you what the payouts are, your chances of figuring out each machine's odds of enriching you are all but impossible. 3. The odds are awful. Do you like losing money at the casino? One of the best ways to do so is by playing slots. With the house having an edge between 5 to 10% and slots being able to be played at lightning-fast speeds, just keep hitting that spin button, you can lose your money quickly. Go for a machine with a progressive jackpot, which usually features higher payouts, and your odds are usually even worse. Video poker. Some gambling enthusiasts swear by video poker, saying if you're going to sit in front of a machine and play, this is the game where you can utilize skill as well as better odds. The reality is that video poker usually offers superior odds to slot machines, anywhere between a 5 to 0.5% house edge. While it's possible for a casino to cheat its patrons with video poker, one slot route operator reportedly did so back in the 1990s and got clobbered with a $1 million fine as well as losing their gaming license, it's unlikely. Online games. Online games seem like an invitation for people to be cheated out of their money. One of the biggest things to look for is where a site is operating out of. Certain countries have much more lax licensing standards than others, which means the potential for fraud is greater. We've already seen how online sites have engaged in sketchy behavior with roulette, and there are many anecdotes of people being cheated in online slots. Lesson to be learned: don't let the prospect of easy money trick you into thinking casinos are the way to get rich. While they may not have cards up their sleeves, they have plenty of tricks to keep people from winning. While there are crooked casinos, the majority don't need to.